Hello, Allison.
Have you had any luck coming up with a plan to save Professor Xavier?
We're still using Cerebro to study the situation.
I heard that the entity holding the professor prisoner is really powerful.
He is. More than any of us would have expected.
But the X-Men will be able to defeat it, right?
I certainly hope so. But it won't be easy.
Why do you say that?
Professor Xavier is the most powerful telepath known to mutant kind. Anyone that can so easily trap him is a force to be reckoned with.
See you later, Jean.
Bye, Allison.
Magma, what a pleasure it is to see you.
Earlier, you mentioned the astral plane was an upheaval. What did you mean?
It's as if a vast amount of energy is being used to reshape the landscape of the astral plane.
Why would that be happening?
I don't know, dear, but the odd thing is, it feels as if Charles were the one causing the change.
Why would Professor Xavier change the astral plane?
Maybe it's his way of showing us where he is. Whatever it is, we'll have to make our move very soon, or Charles will be lost to us forever.
I'll let you get back to work, Emma.
Thank you, dear.
Hello, Allison.
Hi, Beast.
Allison, I need your input on a critical experiment.
You need me? What kind of experiment?
I've done a thorough analysis of the shielding around Asteroid M and determined that there are gaps that the X-Jet could fit through.
Okay, so let's go.
It's not that easy, Allison. You see, the gaps are extremely small, and when combined with the asteroids around the base, the path is far too intricate for any pilot to navigate.
Is there any way to put the X-Jet on autopilot so it can get through the gaps?
A brilliant supposition, Allison. It just so happens that during the Sentinel attack on the X-Mansion, our computers were able to scan the robot's programming. Further analysis revealed the Sentinel navigational systems to be quite advanced.
So if we could add Sentinel technology to the X-Jet,
we would be able to reach Asteroid M safely.
Sounds like it's time to call a meeting in the war room.
You're beginning to sound like a true X-Man, Allison. Congratulations.
Bye, Beast.
Until we meet again, Allison.
All right, Allison coming up with something smart? You know, doesn't happen very often.
Hello, young lady. Who are you?
Allison Crestmere. My code name is Magma. Who are you?
My name's Betsy Braddock, but here in X-Land people call me Psylocke. Aren't you the new kid? The one who can generate lava?
Yeah, that's me. What's your mutant ability?
I have the telepathic ability to create psychic knives I can use to stun or kill my enemies. I also have telekinetic powers.
According to Jean Grey, you've got a bizarre past.
I suppose it is a bit unorthodox. Years ago, an enemy of the X-Men switched my body with that of a Japanese assassin. The assassin died while in possession of my original body, so now I'm trapped in this one.
How terrible.
I was angry at first, but I've learned to accept and even love what I am. I kept my original mutant powers and gained the assassin's incredible martial arts skills.
Aren't you afraid of battling Shadow King on the astral plane? Jean and Miss Frost seem to be.
Jean and Emma are not trained killers. I fear nothing but failure.
It was nice to meet you, Psylocke.
It was a pleasure to meet you, Magma.
One more minor adjustment, and we'll all be able to reach the astral plane.
Explain it to me one more time, Beast. What's this thing do?
This is an astral gate, a rather ingenious device that allows non-psychics to visit the astral plane.
But it's safe to use, right? It's not like I'm gonna wind up completely schizoid.
No, Bobby, you'll be perfectly normal. Or whatever perfectly normal is for you.
Haha, very funny, Beast. Okay, enough joking around. Let's fire this thing up.
Okay, team, let's move out. The sooner we find Professor X, the quicker we can get out of here. Alright, so if I can recall, the way that this mission works is that there's these gateways here, and basically you gotta either turn them on or go through them, and it'll send you to a boss that you have to beat, and then after you beat that boss, that takes you one step closer to getting Xavier. But I'm pretty sure that's what it is. I don't know. I could be mistaken. It's been a while since I've played this. This area. It must be the doorway to Professor Xavier's mind, but it's locked. Shadow King must have fragmented his mind. We won't be able to enter until we repair the damage. Those 3 gates must lead to whatever it is Shadow King took from Professor X. We'll have to gather those items and bring them back here. And then you'll put them up on that. Okay, guys, you need to stop. Out of my way. So now that we have a full party and people that are more than just, the typical, telekinetic people, we got more than Jean Grey and, Emma Frost in this level. It's going to be way easier than last time, We got Wolverine and Iceman. Dude, this shit's going to be a fucking cakewalk, But yeah, now we just got to find our boss, and I don't know if the, loading screen was kept in the video or even a portion of it, but it is a dark blob for this section. Basically, each section is going to have a boss, which is a previous boss we've already fought, but a dark version of them, which doesn't really make any sense considering that typically when you use a term like dark something, it's supposed to be like the negative version of a version of someone that already exists, not take an evil version of someone and then make them more evil. It's like, okay, well, technically they're all dark, they're all bad. That must be Professor Xavier's symbol for honor. Let's get it back to the portal. Got it. So you want me to walk all the way back? Sick.
Your goose is cooked, X-Men.
I guess this is why they had us walk back. That's not the real blob. It's an astral creature left behind by Shadow King. That's all you had to say about it? Is there something I need to do? Oh, yes, there is. You get to break these. I was like, there has to be something. Something I'm missing. There has to be a gimmick. There's always a gimmick. Damn, he's really not too difficult once we, once we really figure out what we're doing here. I mean, after all, it is the first boss of the game. Oh, no, I guess that's not the case. Second boss of the game. Because the first boss is Mystique. Big ass motherfucker. That it? Why is it not taking his health bar away? It's acting like we were still in the boss fight, even though it's like, no, he's fucking dead. We killed him. Alright, well, there's that. I could just take up the thing immediately and put it, but I'm just gonna run through each one and finish them up. We should probably save in between each one, though. Wouldn't want to, get through one and then suddenly one of them is really difficult. but I didn't save, you know, for a while, and then suddenly I'm fucked and I gotta do a bunch of them over again. These scales must be Professor Xavier's symbol for wisdom. Sure.
You ex-goons ready to rumble?
That isn't really Avalanche. It's some type of astral projection left behind by Shadow King. Are we really gonna say this every time? Come on, there we go. Huh. Disappeared. Alright. Alright. One last one. Oh no, not Pyro. The guy who wasn't even good enough to be the boss of his level. This book must be the symbol for knowledge. Something Professor Xavier values highly.
Hello, mates. Looks like it's time for a little thunder from down under.
You don't even have electric powers, you have fire powers. That doesn't make any sense. That can't really be Pyro. It must be a trap left behind by Shadow King. Like, really, did we really have to do this for every single person? Yes, we get it. By now, we get it. Alright, what's the gimmick here? Trying to find the gimmick here. What do we do? Oh.
I need assistance.
Fucking never mind. This shit said multiple resistances, and I took that to mean motherfucker couldn't get hurt. I was wrong. Just go up and punch him. Alright. Place them all there. That did the trick. Once we walk through that gate, we'll be inside the mind of Professor Xavier, and that's where we'll find out what Shadow King has done to him. Oh, people leveled up.
What entertainment have you brought for me today, Shadow King?
A group of assassins, my Emperor. They had been sent to kill you.
Professor Xavier, don't you recognize us?
Somehow they do look familiar.
That is merely a ploy meant to confuse you, my Emperor.
Please, Professor, listen to me. Shadow King has brainwashed you.
It's nonsense. Shadow King is my trusted advisor.
And as your advisor, I would suggest you deal with these cutthroats with the utmost severity.
But I shouldn't...
Sire, it would be a sign of weakness to show mercy to these killers.
Yes, I suppose you're right. Very well, I will call forth my champions to destroy these assassins.
I guess I'll speak for you, Shadow King. Excellent, Your Majesty. So now we fight these guys, who are very similar to X-Men in their abilities. Right, like I said, very similar. Take him down! Iceman, thank you for just keep freezing him. He's slowed down, he can't do nothing, he can't react. Ah, shit. There we go. Iceman, very, very effective in that. How can this be? You've bested my champions. We're the X-Men, Professor. We're here to save you. The X-Men. Yes, now I remember. On the astral plane, we went to save Ileana. We were attacked by Shadow King. How dare you X-Men interfere with my plans? You'll never get Xavier back. Never. Yeah, I have no idea where Shadow King went to, but at least we managed to clear Professor Xavier's mind. Let's head back to the mansion and see what Cerebro can tell us.
And extrapolation of the Sentinels' flight paths suggests that they are based at this facility in Central Europe.
Also, just what is it you are suggesting, mein Freund?
We must infiltrate this facility and liberate a Sentinel guidance system sensor and a navigational controller.
It ain't gonna be no waltz getting into Sentinel Central.
Maybe not, but it's something we have to do. Okay, team, let's move out.
Okay, team, since Magneto escaped from here a short while ago, the base is probably on alert and ready for an attack from the Brotherhood. They're going to throw everything they've got at us short of a nuclear bomb. Remember our two objectives. We need to find a guidance system sensor and a navigational controller.
Got it.
Right.
Your lucky day, chump.
Gerso soldiers. I knew there had to be a connection between them and the Sentinels. How else could they have timed their New York attack so well?
Let's see what you got.
Right. Well, you know what? Oh, interesting. Tank has flamethrower on it. Let's see if that changes anything. No, it didn't.
Let's see what you got.
Well, there goes your tank. Bro just got put in a fucking time lapse, bro. He fucking just got like, his ass beat in slow motion. Nah, don't worry, we got this. Tank's already done with. I'm afraid to use Jubilee. I don't think she's terrible. It's just one of those things where I think right now it's like, I don't think she does a lot of damage. At least not as much damage as we need. We're dealing with tanks and physical resistant guys. Judging from the amount of damage, this must be where Magneto woke up and fought the Sentinels. Looks as though the Sentinels came out on the losing end. Yeah, whatever. Alright, tank done. You're getting stun locked, buddy. You're not leaving. Wolverine, what the hell, man? Proximity keycard. Oh. Oh, hello. I was about to say, how the hell do I get in? Where's the door? The good news is, we shouldn't have any trouble finding the equipment we need. The bad news is, this isn't a simple military base. It's a factory. They're mass-producing Sentinels here.
Heads up.
Well, you know what? We could probably switch back to Wolverine now. Especially since now we're going to be dealing with a new Gerso soldiers. Oh shit. And I missed. He was in here with a danger room disc. I can't see, camera. Okay, thank you. What the fuck was that? Sometimes this game has a way of locking on to camera angles that are so fucking trash. I couldn't see what was going on there. The game was just like, that's good enough. Yeah, we don't need to change that. Why are you moving the camera around? You don't need to move the camera around. It's perfect where it is. Why'd you kick over the barrel? Oh, because he made a little firewall that didn't mean anything because I literally walked right past it.
Okay.
It's crazy. Jubilee never appears in another game after this. Not even in the sequel. Like, I kind of understand why she wouldn't appear in, like, the Ultimate Alliance games, considering it's like, well, you can only add so many characters, and maybe a smaller character like Jubilee isn't that important to add. But, the second game, I don't know why she couldn't be in the second game. There was nothing stopping her from being in the second game. I mean, sure, the second game also adds, the Brotherhood as available play, like as available characters, but there's also more characters in that game than there are in this game. So it's not like they had to be like, okay, X-Men or Brotherhood. It's like, the total count is still larger than this game. So they could have added more. Like, Psylocke isn't even in the second game. And Beast isn't either. At least not in the, like, PlayStation and GameCube version. He's not. So it's kind of like, why were those characters not playable? Like, why'd you take them out? Not saying that it's, like, necessary. But, again, it's like, I don't know why they would be taken out.
I'll tell you anything you want to know. Just please don't hurt me.
As got a Gerso guy just kind of waiting for our conversation, which, by the way, he's waiting for our conversation to end, which, by the way, also leads to the question of why the fuck did Jean Grey and Iceman die that one time? If this is how enemies act during conversations. I don't get it. Who runs this facility?
It's a privately owned company, but we are under government contract to manufacture the Sentinels.
Who's your government contact?
I cannot tell you. He'd kill me.
Would you rather take your chances with us?
Kincaid. General Kincaid is the operation director.
Kincaid? He's that creep that was running the Weapon X facility in Canada. These Sentinels must be a part of Operation Vigilance. What's Kincaid doing here?
You recently ordered a new Sentinel model into full-scale production.
We'll just have to track him down and get him to rethink that order. Where can we find a guidance system sensor and a navigational controller?
The construction core.
What's security like there?
It is not heavy, but that level was severely damaged when Magneto escaped.
So?
The destruction set loose several early prototypes of the Sentinel that was just put into production. No one has yet been able to capture them.
This mission just keeps getting better at every turn. We're finished with you.
Good riddance.
But this guy isn't. So we got some new Sentinel types that we're going to be fighting after we deal with these Gerso guys. If I remember, those sentinels are not too fun. A pain in the ass is what they are. Hello? Another guy. And another guy. I see you guys aren't too concerned about civilian casualties. Where are you running to? He fucking knocked over, tried to set up some fucking bullshit, and then he runs away. In the opposite direction where his protection is. Literally running into danger. Whatever. Guys aren't too smart, huh?